Unfortunately, I could not join you today because I'm here with this climate change epidemic disease that we are facing in Latin America. But I would like to talk to you about the project we've been developing in São Luís do Paraitinga for the last 5 years. That some of you, I understood that all of you were going to visit. So I just found out that just one group went. So I decided I would do just a short talk and then show some images for those of you that have not been there. My training is a bit transdisciplinary, but I call it nomadic because I was trained as a psychologist and did my PhD in visual perception and went to work with art, curatorship of art in a museum of contemporary art. And then a couple of years ago, I would say 10 years ago, I decided that I wanted to do something directly, to do a change in this world. I was feeling a bit catastrophic. Everything seems to me that the landscape we are living in were kind of showing signs of destruction. Everywhere I had this feeling. So as the landscape reviews on ethics, and the ethics I was seeing around with all the monoculture, the degraded paste, all the places I would look around in the rural area was kind of devastated. I thought we should do something to change this landscape. Another ethics, an ethics of care, loving care. So me and my family, we decided to look for a land and start to plant. So we are not from São Luís, we are from São Paulo. That's where we worked all life. But we found this land there. It was affordable because it was completely destroyed. There was nothing at all there. That was a devastated paste in an area that in the past used to be an area of monoculture of coffee, as you know, and then came other cultures. But in the end, I think the desire of this place is something else. For me, the desire of the place is to come back as a forest. We didn't know anything about agroforest. I just heard about it, and I decided that we should do that 5 years ago. And when we are having an idea that is something that should happen, I believe that there's a kind of cosmic synergy. So when we arrived there in São Luís, 2 years later, there was the Connection Mata Atlântica project. I assume you're going to learn about it, was arriving also. And we are contemplated with this project. We started to have technical support to do the installation of the agroforest in the area. And I think this regeneration of the area that happened with this new phase of this property changed completely, not just the ecosystem, but also the internal territories of those that live in the area. In Brazil, I imagine you learn about coloniality is a past that is very strong, and it has the deepest wounds. And these deepest wounds we can see in the landscape, because they have to do with the African diaspora, slavery, and indigenous genocide. It's not just about genocide, it's about forgetting all the knowledge, trying to forget, trying to repress all the knowledge indigenous people could teach us and it would be very valuable for us to be resilient, and resistant to all the neoliberal logic that's all over and is destroying so many new areas of forest, other areas of forest in the Amazon and all the ecosystems, biomes we have in Brazil. So I thought we should do something in this sort of resistant kind of connection with nature. So we try to connect, working together with nature, not against it, but together, and learning with nature, learning with each plant we are going to put on the soil, learning which were the native plants that would come back to the soil, would come back to the territory, and would be very resilient there. And so we try to do this in this place. This knowledge has a sort of regenerative power, and it regenerates not just the land, but ourselves too. That I can tell you is completely true. When we talk about regeneration, we are talking about three ecologies: subjective ecology, the regeneration of ourselves with nature; social ecology, those of social relations, social justice, cognitive justice, and also, of course, environment ecology. So we use agroforest as, so this property you visit today, some of you visit today, is sort of this laboratory where the tropical forests can show that can come back resilient, can come back and bring back resiliency, bring back food, and you can use the forest to regenerate, and the food, of course, to feed people. It's not just reforestation, it's to produce food in another system, economic system. And that has to do with to build soil, because all the soil, if you look around, you see how soil is devastated, degraded. So I was thinking that I would just say just some words and show you some pictures, because I learned not all of you have been there. So I just figured out that now in the afternoon. So I will show you some pictures and comment, and I will try to be very quick so you can. I would love to hear your impressions of those that went there. So if we have some time after, I would love to hear your impressions and doubts.